GTA The Definitive Trilogy released more than a year ago. Since then the games have been updated a few times. At the start the reception was mostly negative, but have they improved over time? This video will answer this question. I'll give you comparisons of every important aspect of the games and give you a conclusion at the end. Let's start. Distance fog. In the original definitive release there was no such thing as distance fog. You could see extremely far away. Many players liked not being contained by fog, but for me San Andreas especially just looked weird and tiny without it. The new versions introduced it and the improvements are staggering. It adds some mystery to what's beyond it and it makes the map look much bigger than they are. A point for the new version. Rain. The most controversial thing when the game came out. Rain was absolutely awful, you could not even see anything at night. On the new versions the effect and colors are toned down significantly and I would call it an improvement. A point for the new version. Characters. On release, character models simply put looked laughable. Stretched faces, cross-eyed characters, weird proportions, hand movements and clipping of body parts. Well, I personally don't see a change here. They look as goofy as ever. All I mentioned still persists and I don't see how they could fix it without starting from scratch. No point given. Bugs and glitches. The definitive editions since release have been ridiculed for the amount of glitches they introduced. Invisible bridges, misaligned roads and so much more. The new version fixed a lot of these bugs and that's cool, but the majority were not, and most importantly, useful ones such as this one were fixed. Changes like this inconvenience speedrunners and players of the original games from the past, while new players would not even know these things exist. Despite the most popular glitches being fixed, they removed many fun aspects of the games, and overall the games are still buggy. This is why the original definitive release gets a point. Performance. On my system listed on the screen, on release the games ran like garbage. Even after some tweaking I was getting fluctuating frame rates and worst of all, stutters. Random lag spikes despite my frame rates being high. The new versions have not improved much on this front, stutters still occur, however they are not happening as often as before. I have long stretches of gameplay where not a single lag spike would occur, while before it was constant. A point to the new release. Terrain. Terrain was for the most part okay in the original definitive release, with some weird oddities here and there. Like for instance this pool of water in GTA 3. You can just drive on top of it. San Andreas, like I mentioned before, had misaligned roads, and other games had grass textures floating around. The newest version fixed lots of these issues actually. Grass still floats around in certain places, but roads and especially this water pool in GTA 3 were fixed. A big improvement in my eyes. A point for the newest version. Alright, this is all for the comparisons I wanna do. The newest version has improved slightly since release and I do appreciate most of the changes. Would I finally recommend the definitive editions over the original releases from back in the day? Heck no! The definitives are still garbage in comparison. When you polish a turd, it's still a turd. Just a polished shiny one, and that's exactly what the definitives are, shiny polished turds. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and a very special thank you to Monish Pardeep, SMRJ, Paris Bruce Lane, Epic LF, Case Knight, Shane Tay, Clint McCurdy, Dark Mount, Jacob Ladley, Max Robinson, Jim Francesco, Soul Love Icarian and everybody else.